After we got IT going, I decided that I wanted to do something in Eastern Europe and the Soviet Union. Um, I got a letter from a man who in Switzerland, and he said, we travel to Romania and other countries, and we deliver uh, Bibles and uh, teaching books that we can give to some of the leaders and pastors and elders. And but we're all too old to keep it up, and so we want to know if you would be willing to come and learn where we go and who we contact and take over this. Well, I flew to Switzerland and met these men. There were three old men. They were in their 80s and they were all not well and they couldn't keep it up. But they had spent the last 10 years, I think, traveling in some of these countries just helping believers. So they gave me a list of people, contacts they had in Russia and in Poland and Czechoslovakia and Hungary and Yugoslavia and Romania and Bulgaria and all those countries in Eastern Europe. And in about 3 or 4 months, I came back to Europe and went to all these countries to try and connect with these people so I knew who they were and what they needed and got lists of all the stuff that they needed. Well, many times during that period, we saw God's miracle hand. We built a team of about 30 people, and they were based in Vienna, Austria, and we had all kinds of vehicles, uh, uh, station wagons and trucks and cars, and we had some specialized people who built uh, compartments, hidden compartments, so that we could fill them with Bibles and medicines and food and so on, and then get through the borders without being caught. And so it was uh, many times we saw the hand of God just powerfully at work. I remember we took a whole load of uh, um, Bibles and food and medicine. Medicines were one of the big things they couldn't get, and so we would deliver them to the believers in churches. And I remember on one occasion our team had a very hard time. They had spent a long time at the border. The border guards knew that they had something, but they couldn't find it, and they just they had mirrors and they were putting mirrors under the cars trying to see if they could see any special things that were built, and we had a very sophisticated operation so that we could beat them almost every time. And so on this particular trip, the believers were waiting for us, and we were late in getting there. And the believers said, "Look, when you drove into the place, the church place where we were going to make connections and deliver, we saw two angels, one sitting on each side of the car." And God must have protected you, because we saw these two angels. We didn't see them, but they did, and God did that many times. We made 1,500 trips over 22 years, and we delivered tons and tons of materials, and we only ever lost 4 vehicles. If they found anything, they confiscated the vehicle. And in 22 years, we lost 4 vehicles, 2 in the Soviet Union, 1 in Yugoslavia, and 1 in Romania. And we had a few people that were held for a while, but none for any more than a week. and in prison. But so God did a miracle after miracle during our times of doing this ministry of bringing care and hope and help to the suffering church behind the Iron Curtain.